A lot of people think about using credit cards without ever paying interest. And this is a really good proposition because credit cards are pretty good in terms of helping you build credit, but also maintaining a pretty healthy FICO score. But if you're able to actually get the benefits without the risk of getting yourself into debt, that's a pretty good proposition, especially when your APR is let's say, two digits, right? 15%, 20%. Unless you have a pretty good FICO score and a pretty disciplined budgetary lifestyle, you're not going to have an APR for a credit card, at least, that's actually below 10%. Okay, so it's important to really find ways to just ever never to pay any interest. Okay, now the first ways to actually avoid paying interest is to pay your credit card bill in full every single month. So if you pay your credit card bill in full every single month, the good thing is that your APR doesn't really matter, right? If you charge $10,000 on a credit card, make sure that you have the $10,000. You pay this before the due date, okay? And if you do that, whether you have 20% or 15% or 10% doesn't really matter, okay? So and it can be easy to spend more than you can afford to pay back at once, because using a credit card, if you think about it, can feel less tangible than parting with actual cash. If you use your debit card versus your credit card, you realize that with your debit card, you're thinking twice because you know that's actual money. That's actual money coming out of your bank account. Whereas if you have a credit card, you're thinking, okay, So the best way to do this is to actually use your credit card as if it were a debit card. Okay. So check in on your credit card activity a few times every month so you can curb your spending if you're getting close to exceeding your budget. So you got to be a little, let's say, a little strict with your budget if you want to really use that strategy properly. Another way you want to really avoid paying interest is to consolidate debt with a balanced transfer credit card. Okay. If you currently, let's say, if you currently have credit card debt, moving over to a balanced transfer credit card will give you a long time to pay down your debt at 0% interest, typically a year or more. And this can help you save a substantial amount of money. Just make sure that the credit card provider where you're transferring the new debt is not charging you 3% or 5%. Okay, 5% in terms of balance transfer fees, because those balance transfer fees can really add up big time. And but also remember, the interest rate will increase after the 0% APR promotion. So something to really take into account. If you want to avoid paying interest on your credit card, you got to be a little strategic about major purchases. Whether you want to do some home remodel, or you are actually a car repair, for instance, anything that is at least four digits in expenses, you got to be strategic about it, because you want to make sure that you have enough in your budget to actually pay off the balance in full when if you're charging on a card. Now, sometimes you can choose because you can think, why should I charge this on the first place? uh, why should I charge this in the first place on a credit card? Well, you want to charge this on a credit card because you might actually, for instance, meet the minimum spending requirements to actually clinch some rewards, clinch a sign up bonus, a cash bonus, or even clinch a miles rewards, right? So it's important to really make sure that you can simultaneously take advantage of the rewards that your credit card provider is giving you, but also take care of the big expenses that you have to pay for anyway. So if you plan to make an expensive purchase in the near future, let's say that's that HD screen that you are looking for the last 5 years, because you want to really watch games, you want to have game nights pretty entertaining, that's pretty good. So you have options before taking on credit card debt, but you will want to keep your budget in mind when choosing ways to finance a large expense, because you may be subject to fees for missed payments or interest on remaining debts. Okay, at the end of the promotion, the promotion can be 12 months, 18 months, 21 months in some cases. So be always mindful of the time. Okay, so look for a credit card that charges 0% APR on new purchases. This goes back to what I told you a little earlier, right? If they charge you 0% on new purchases, That's kind of cool, but just make sure there will be a rate increase at the end of the promo period. You can also consider deferred interest financing. Some store cars, Macy's, and like there are a lot of cars they are actually even medical credit cards. Okay, medical credit cards, they offer this type of financing. So this process can be helpful, but it comes with a catch. If you don't pay your balance in full by the end of the promo no interest period, you will owe interest on the entire amount you originally borrowed, not just on the remaining balance. Okay, so be aware of that. And finally, you can opt into a buy now, pay later plan, a BNPL plan, so you can split large purchases into a series of smaller payments. You may pay an interest or a fee, and you may also be subject to a late fees if you missed a payment in the first place. If you want to avoid, let's say, ever paying interest on a credit card, you also want to avoid cash advances. I mean, those cash advances are they are really a killer when it comes to your APR, when it comes to your budget, because basically normally the APR the credit card providers charge you for cash advances, this APR is usually higher than the regular purchase APR. Okay, so and on top of that, unlike new purchases, cash advances don't get a grace period. Okay, so that means what? It means that you are actually paying more automatically. On top of that, you will typically be assessed a cash advance fee, which can be 5% or more of the advanced amount. So if you think about it, all in all, it's a bad proposition. It's a bad move to actually take out a cash advance from a credit card. Okay, so it's best to avoid cash advances unless you really have to. Okay, if you have to, it's just better to maybe get a payday loan, which is not really interesting also, but at least it's better than having a cash advance on a credit card. You can also use 0% intro APR periods wisely. And what I mean by wisely is that you have to make sure that the periods align with your budget. The periods align with the purchases you are gonna make. The periods align with your lifestyle. Okay, many credit cards actually offer an intro 0% APR promotion on new purchases. And this promotions actually make it easier to finance large expenses. I think I've said this before, and you can also pay them down over time without having to worry about interest. Okay, but just be sure of the what I say, the caveat, the fine prints. Okay, so depending on the car, the cool thing is that the intro period can be 18 to 21 months, 0%. Okay, and if you don't pay off the balance in full, just keep in mind, if you don't pay off the balance in full by the end of the intro period, the card issuer will begin to charge interest on the remaining balance. Okay, this is not like the Star credit card that charges you interest on the full balance. You only pay an interest on the remaining balance. Okay, so one thing you want to really understand here is that you have to always think about your budget and how this whole thing fits into your budget. Another way to avoid paying interest on a credit card actually is to think about a DRM or DRP, so a debt repayment method or a debt repayment plan. Okay, and especially if you have multiple debts happening at once, it can be really hard to face your debt head on, right? Especially if you are paying off multiple balances at the same time. I mean, let's say you have five debts or 10 debts to really take care of. It's really, it can be complicated. So now, having said that, there are techniques that you can really use to stay organized and motivated. The cool thing is you even have some apps on the market nowadays, some budget, some personal finance apps that can really help you in terms of debt management too. Okay, so but you can also go you can use David Ramsey's strategy, which is the debt avalanche. So with the debt avalanche, you begin by making a list of all your debts in order from highest to the lowest not in the amount, but the interest rates. Then you make the minimum payments on every debt while applying any extra money in your budget to the debt at the top of the list. Okay. And once you pay off that debt, begin tracking the debt with the second highest interest rate. And as you cross every debt off your list, shift your focus and your funds to the new top priority. So this is really good from a flexibility point of view. And you can also apply this regardless of your budget, by the way. Another way to actually reach your goal of never paying interest is to make multiple credit card payments per month. A lot of consumers think, hell, I just need to pay my credit card by my credit card bill by the 25th of the month, or by the 1st of the month, or by the 18th of the month. No, a good strategy is to actually make payments every week, for instance, or every 2 days or every 3 days. That way, you will meet the minimum payments. That's for sure. But you also avoiding interest big time. Okay, so bottom line is you don't have to wait until the end of a billing cycle to pay your credit card, and the reason is that the interest you will pay is actually based on your average daily credit card balance, not the total balance at the end of your billing cycle. So making a few smaller payments every month keeps that average daily balance lower, and this lowers your interest. So this is pretty good from a flexibility point of view. Another way to never pay interest on a credit card debt is to actually tap into savings to pay down debt. Okay, it's one of those things where, of course, we're talking about credit cards, so it just means maybe cash is tight right now. Maybe you're trying to build credit. Maybe you're trying to really navigate a specific budgetary problem, right? So, but the thing is, to face potential emergencies, you want to have savings set aside. You can build a rainy day fund. And again, I'm not asking you to really put a lot of cash in that rainy day fund. Actually, you can have maybe $5, $10 a month. Those numbers add up big time. You'll be really surprised how putting $10 aside, or even $100 aside once a month, can really help you. Like if you were to put $5 a month, that's $60 a year. If you talk about $100 a month, that's actually $1,200 a year. And this can really add up very, very quick. Okay, so you can begin actually putting additional savings to work by paying down debt. Actually, okay, and that's pretty good. You can also consider a personal loan. So, and again, we're speaking about avoiding interest on a credit card, right? And if a balance transfer card is not an option for you, you may qualify for a personal loan that allows you to consolidate your debts and pay them off at a later interest rate. Okay, and since you'll be making equal monthly payments for a set period of time, it can be easier to budget for this debt repayments, okay, debt payments, if you will. Okay, now one thing I want to say here is that when it comes to a personal loan, you have to really ask yourself, where should you get it? What should you get? One, it depends. If you have a strong banking relationship or a relationship with your credit union, I would say go to the bank or credit union in the first place. The reason is that relationship matters when it comes to getting a business or getting a personal loan and getting pretty advantageous loan conditions like the APR or origination fees or closing fees or prepayment fees, all that kind of stuff. There are some banks or credit unions that even give you, let's say, an auto pay fee reduction. So auto pay, so they will give you a 0.25% APR reduction for setting up auto pay. So you can try your bank or credit union, or even better, you can even go with an online lender. So you have lots of online lenders on the market right now. Like they are usually fintechs. So if you talk about Upstart, if you talk about Upgrade, if you talk about you have a lot of them. And the cool thing is you talk about SoFi, for instance. You talk about Lightstream. Now, Lightstream is not a fintech. Lightstream is a subsidiary of Truist Bank. Okay, so the bottom line here is what? The bottom line here is that you can actually get anywhere from $5,000 all the way to $100,000. In the case of a Lightstream and SoFi, you can get $100,000. So if you have a bunch of credit card debts that are actually piling up every month, and you just like, okay, I want to consolidate everything, and I want to have only one single payment as opposed to three or four or five individual payments, then you really have the possibility to get a personal loan. Okay, and the cool thing about online loans is that they tend to approve you faster, regardless of your credit score, but they charge also a higher interest rate. Okay, so you have a higher interest rate to actually account for. Banks and credit unions usually might charge you like a single digit APR depending on your credit score. But online lenders, they really don't have a problem actually charging you way more. Like you will see cases where you have online lenders charging you, let's say, 20%, 25%, because the maximum regulatory rate in terms of APR is 35.99%. So lots of online lenders, they actually push the limits, like their maximum limits, to that 35.99. So other ways you want to avoid actually paying credit card debts is to really understand that you can also ask your card issuer to lower your interest rate. Now, of course, if you lower the interest rate, you'll still be paying interest, but you'll be paying less interest. Okay. If you ask Chase, or you ask PNC, or you ask US Bank to lower your interest rate from, say, 20% to 15%, right there you see a 5% delta, a 5% drop in your in your interest liability. Okay, and sometimes you'll be really surprised just by asking what you could get actually. So pick up the phone right now. Pick up the phone, especially if you've been with a credit card provider for a long time, let's say 5 years or 10 years. They want to keep your business because they're making money off of you anyway. Okay, so and they want to keep your business, so they'll be willing to actually lower your interest rates, especially if your credit has improved since you first opened the account. Let's say you opened the account 10 years ago, where when your FICO score was 500. And in the meantime, your FICO score actually reached 700. That's a big improvement. That's a huge improvement. Suddenly, you find yourself in the excellent credit score category or good credit score category from bad or even, I would say, subprime credit score. Okay. And you can also apply for a new card if your credit card provider doesn't want to make changes to your APR. You can actually apply for a new card and also think about improving your credit, right? Because everything revolves around your credit score. Credit card companies will assign an APR and also a credit limit on your new card based primarily on your credit score. So you want to really build your credit score. You want to have the possibility to get better credit scores, or I mean better credit cards based on your credit score. Because like I said, if you go from 500 to 700, the kind of cars you have access to is those cars are huge in terms of rewards, in terms of credit limits, in terms of in terms of points, in terms of cashback bonus, in terms of APR, in terms of intro APR offers. So you have lots of possibilities once you actually once you unlock your credit score, once you really get a better credit score. And the cool thing is you have all kinds of services on the market right now that allow you to track your credit score. You can track your credit score every week. You can track your credit score every month. Some of those services, they charge you a fee. Some are actually free. Okay. A lot of banks, a lot of credit card companies, including Capital One and American Express, give you the ability to track your credit score. So that's pretty good. So in conclusion to this conversation, I explained to you how to use credit cards without ever paying interest on the card. Okay. I gave you about 9 ways to actually do so. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.